For the next 30 days, I'm going to be losing fat as scientifically optimal as possible. Find out just how much you can lose in a month without going too fast and losing muscle. And these are my before stats. But why? My name's Joseph and I have always struggled with losing fat, I'll be honest. And it's because I never really learned how to do so. So I made every mistake in the book. From counting calories wrongly, so I wasn't even in a calorie deficit, to putting my calorie deficit too low, causing me to crash and binge, and much more. This year's mistake, getting f***ing injured. Multiple injuries have put me out the gym time and time again since I started my cut, and because of that, and because when that happened, I paused my cut so I wasn't losing any muscle while losing weight and not working out, I'm quite simply still a bit fat from the bulk. Now I'm better and healed, I have a very short window until a holiday of mine, which I want to be in shape for. So for the next month, I'm losing as much fat as I physically can safely without losing muscle as well. Let's do it. Like any transformation, I've got to get the before stats. 167.8 pounds, and I'm looking like this. Let's get to work. Day one kicked off with a super low calorie breakfast, my supplements, and the first workout. Okay, first workout of these 30 days. How am I feeling? Hungry, to be honest, and not up for this. My pre-workout meal had pretty much no carbs, so it's a terrible pre-workout meal. But speaking of, this is my fuel. I don't need food because I can't have food, so I'm having artificial energy. A little bit in the drink to drip feed me throughout the workout, and then an actual scoop before. Whoa. Okay, I have no room to half-ass this session because if I do, with the calories that I'm on, I'm going to short muscle-wise. Okay, that is workout one done. Actually, pretty good. Only thing is, probably downhill from now. But more on that shortly. Lunch, a walk for the step count, protein ice cream, dinner, protein bar, and... Okay, we are back in the gym. Cardio, recovery, food, potentially in a different order depending on how hungry I am, are the last things for today. Now, this probably just seems like a relatively normal, intense but normal day of cutting, similar to what you'd see on like a mini cut, like aggressive, but it's not. That's not what this is. After 30 minutes of bike interval training, I was cooked. So some recovery and a final small meal wrapped up day one. That was kinda exactly what I want the ideal day to look like for all of my days for the next 30 days. But what is it so special that I actually done? Oh, okay, it is day 3. I need some motivation. I need some motivation today. So I'm gonna weigh myself and hopefully we're down a little bit. That is what I needed today, down 1.4 pounds. Because I'm very tired and very hungry, but it's only 9:15, so I can't actually eat yet, because one of the things on my list of ways to make this optimal, which I am about to run through, is fast until like 11 AM. I do need a coffee though, and I'm counting that as not breaking my fast. So yes, there are a few rules / tips that I will be following to make this quote unquote optimal, and an eating window is one. All of these put together will just help me lose a shed ton of fat while at least maintaining my muscle and not going completely off the rails and binge eating by how difficult it becomes. On that point, adjustments were made partway through this thing, but here are those tips. Caffeine, aka 0 calorie energy, at least 10k steps a day to keep my NEAT up. Gum, aka fake food, makes me think I'm eating when I'm not eating. So not all of these are necessarily going to help me actually get into a calorie deficit, but they're going to make being in a calorie deficit easier, if that makes sense. Very high protein, keeps me full, keeps me big. Training, exactly the same as when I'm not cutting, but paying extra close attention to my progressive overload and maybe a little bit more volume on my lacking muscle groups because I really don't want them getting any smaller. 0 calorie drinks, lots of fruit and veg to ensure that I'm getting my micronutrients despite having less overall food coming in. Cardio 3 to 5 times a week to help increase my overall total calories burned. And well, I do this anyway for fitness, but still calories. Gym again. The other half of the eating window, not eating later than 11 p.m. Recovery work when necessary, more steps, more recovery, and more gym. I think you get kind of the idea that we're going for here. So let's quit the yapping and let's lose some fat. Okay, we are just over a week into this thing. How am I feeling? Well, I'm around 3.5 pounds down, so I'm feeling pretty good. And I was cutting before this, so a lot of that 3.5 pounds is actually fat. So we're doing very well. But how am I actually feeling? To be honest, it's been probably the easiest 8 days of cutting in my life. Oh, I was about to eat my words. I've just flicked the switch in my head and decided that I am just going to stick to this every single day. It's potentially because I'm making a video to hold me accountable, but still, whatever, flip the switch. And any time that I've been offered like a treat that would take me over my calories, it's not been hard to say no, so it's going really well. Now I will admit that the last 2 days of the 8 have been slightly harder, so I'm hoping that's a trend that doesn't continue to grow, but if it does, I do have a couple of tricks up my sleeve, so I think we'll be okay. Now, if you don't mind me, I've got a very specific video from a very specific YouTuber that I need to watch in order to keep this fat loss optimal for what I have planned tomorrow.
Hey folks, Dr. Mike here with Renaissance Periodization. Today's topic is alcohol and fat loss. How compatible are they? Can you still be a booze hound and get shredded AF, as the kids on TikTok say? So, yes.
Not this, there we go. A little camping trip with the boys, which was great, but soon after I was not great.
I gotta change something. I don't know what. Something's not right. Never felt like this on a cut.
I don't know how else to say this. I feel like complete shit. I've ate my words up completely about saying that this is easy so far, because now it's not. My strength has, on most exercises, either completely plateaued or started to decrease, which that alone is a worrying enough sign and would probably merit increasing my calories. But not only that, I'm getting random headaches. I'm feeling dizzy in the gym and when I stand up randomly, and actually today, since coming back from the gym, it's not really stopped. I'm just a little bit dizzy constantly. My hunger is at an extreme high level, and just 24/7 I just feel flat with no energy. Not no energy, I'm tired, I need to go sleep, just no energy. I don't want to move any part of my body, hence why I'm not talking with my hands as much as I normally do. But I have a plan. I am going to increase my calories from anywhere between 1800 to 2300, which is what I'm currently on. I start on 1800, then add a little bit depending on what I do. These are the increments that I add by, and I will be remaining with these. And I'm going to increase to 2000 to 2500 calories, so overall a 200 calorie increase. Now, to decrease the amount of time it's going to take for me to like reset and get back to feeling energized, because if I just increase by 200 calories, that would probably take a couple days. Today is going to be a refeed day where I eat at maintenance, which is probably going to be 2900 calories. Hopefully that gets me like straight back on track. So tomorrow cardio's done, steps are done, gym is done, and I feel better. And then after 2 weeks of that, feeling back good again, I can maybe go hard for the last couple of days to just finish out this thing strong and lose an extra pound or two to really squeeze as much out of this as I possibly can. So yeah, let's go eat some food. So a refeed was planned, and a refeed was most definitely had to speed up the time that it takes to make me feel good again. And straight after, I was straight back to it, setting a literal deadlift lifetime PR. Not bad for a cut. Oh my God. do I feel better. Just a couple days, a couple 100 calories extra, and I feel completely back to normal, cutting's easy. Now, after my diet completely messed me up, I did a bit more research to help further optimize this month. And it turns out what happened in technical terms is my diet fatigue became too high. Now, this isn't actually a bad thing, because as I learned from Dr. Mike from Renaissance Periodization, the best way to lose fat quickly is to mix up periods of extreme dieting where your fatigue will build up, like mine did, and then drop it to a casual diet like I'm doing right now until you're back better, and then you go extreme again, back to casual, extreme, etc. until your period of cutting 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, etc. is done. So I'm going to stay casual for a couple more days, but I may go back onto extreme a bit sooner than planned now that I know that, you know, it's actually a pretty okay way to diet and I wasn't doing something completely stupid. But yeah, it feels good to say that I'm properly back on track. And when things were going well again, life chucked another spanner in the works. I don't know if the saying makes sense if you don't say in the works. Anyway. Well boys, just when I thought rugby season was over, I've been called up for one last game. Not only that, it is by far the highest level rugby I have ever played, as it is the best, I think, 23-man squad from the 8 or 9 southwest counties against the best from the southeast/London counties. A rugby game for southwest England, which is fantastic, but not so fantastic for the cut. What the fuck do I do food-wise? I decided to maintain a calorie deficit on the day before the game, and the day of the game I ate at maintenance just to make sure that I actually had enough energy for it, but not going so crazy that I actually backtrack on any weight loss I've done. And of course, we are straight back to it one day later. Okay, we have, I think, just under a week until we're done. But this is where we need to bring in the sneaky tricks that I spoke about at the start, on top of hopping back on the extreme diet, the bigger calorie deficit that messed me up in the first place, because there is only a couple days left, so I can manage to really finish this thing strong. So, a weighted vest, or bag, apparently. There was a study that suggested that the body can actually be tricked to increase its own metabolism by basically gaslighting it into thinking it's fatter than it is. And that was done by wearing a weighted vest for long enough. So for every dog walk from this point on, I'm a 185-pound man. Yeah, that's one of the little tactics we have. So let's go for a dog walk. Also, yeah, don't mind the outfit. Yeah, it's just put this on real quick, just casual outfit, nothing special about it at all in particular. No, let's go. And with that said, we finished the final days as we started, very, very strong, and we looked a lot different. Okay, that is the final workout done. I think I'm gonna show my physique video at the end, but bear in mind the gym lighting is much more flattering than my bedroom. So tomorrow is where we really find out A, how much better we look, but B, how much fat we've actually lost trying to diet as scientifically optimally as possible. Let's find out. After 30 days of still making some mistakes from that book that apparently just has a bunch of mistakes in it, and despite that, overall some pretty optimal fat loss led to these changes in how I'm looking under the same lighting as before. And more importantly, my online coaching is now live, so come and work with me to A, get in the best shape of your life, B, play at higher levels of sport than you've ever done before, like I just did, or C, just get a lot of help towards whatever your fitness goals are. Anyway, what I was going to say, a 5.8 pound decrease in weight. Considering what I said at the start, I am absolutely buzzing with that, and this is probably the best I've ever looked. Thanks for watching.